Well, Superman has his fortress of solitude, and Bruce Wayne, he's got the Bat Cave, and me, the Menzoid, I've got the Menzoid Man Cave, a place to sit back, relax, talk about the issues of the day. And the issue du jour today is chivalry. And I'm joined in the Man Cave with Andrew Lawton, Editor-in-Chief of the Landmark Report. Welcome back once again, Andrew.
Thank you,
sir.
Pleased
to have you here. Now, as I mentioned, chivalry is the order of the day. Andrew, you blogged about this. I thought it was an incredible story. You were at a cafe, I believe. You held open the door for a woman, and what happened?
It's really interesting. I got to set the stage first off. This is a busy Starbucks, downtown London, Ontario. Leaving, I have my latte in hand, walking out the door, and there are footsteps behind me. So, you know, I do the casual glance over my shoulder and see it's a female. Now, because of this, and because I was raised to be a gentleman, because I was raised to be polite and courteous, especially to ladies, I opted, when I went through the door, to hold it open for her. Now, if it was a door that I could pull in, I would have held it open and waited for her to pass. It was a door that pushed out, though, so I had to go through, then, you know, turn around and hold it and wait for her. And I swear, I must have done this hundreds of times in my life before.
As have I.
And I've never had what happened next happen. And she was walking forward, holding her coffee, holding her purse, and she stopped in the door frame and didn't go through.
You know, so she's just standing there, I guess.
And she, well, no, it gets better. She says, I don't need a man to hold doors open for me.
Now, describe this woman. How old was she?
She was in her mid-30s. She looked like a hockey mom. I mean, she had the bun. She was very well dressed. She was moderately attractive on the outside, that is, not the inside, we learned. Yeah. But she wasn't disabled. She didn't have her hands full of shopping bags. She didn't have you know, a stroller she was pushing. She was physically capable of opening the door, and I knew that. But I wanted to be the gentleman to hold the door and let her pass. But her indignation was quite comical. Now, I just stared at her and said, "You're welcome." I assumed she meant to say thank you. I was wrong. And in the end, I did get to claim victory because there were people behind her that were trying to get out. So she had to end up walking through the door to not... I can't say the word I was thinking of, to not tick off the people behind her.
Interesting.
She rolls her eyes, goes, and storms through. And if I see her again, I do the same thing. But the part that I find particularly disturbing about this is that when did common decency, forget chivalry, but when did common decency, holding the door open for someone, become such this controversial act of sexism? Because of that, when I wrote about this at landmarkreport.com, when she walked through the door, I wrote that she passed through the gateway to gender oppression, because her attitude suggests that's what she thought she was doing by walking through a door that a man dared to hold open for her.
You know, Andrew, I know there are cultures where the idea of holding a door open for another person, that's not part of the culture.
Is that called Toronto?
Increasingly. But I would say in this case, this seems to be somebody who has drank the Kool-Aid of radicalized feminism, who sees an act of kindness as a belittling gesture on your part, that, you know, you're too weak to open your own door, when of course that's not your intention.
No, not at all.
You're just being a chivalrous gentleman. But it's interesting to see that a few other people responding to your stories have had that. Tell me, in the response, has there been any woman who have said, yes, I resent the fact when a man opens the door for me?
Never as direct as that, but it's amazing how many women have pounced on this, saying that because I wrote about this, I was being discourteous, because I had an issue with and didn't respect her right to not go through the door. That makes me some sort of chauvinistic savage somehow. So it's amazing how identifying a problem in society somehow becomes I become the guilty party in this.
Andrew, thank you so much. I'm sorry that happened to you. You didn't deserve that. That was an act of kindness, an act of chivalry. Unbelievable. Folks, keep it here on Menzoid Mornings. Lots more coming up right after this.